Chaotically Nerdy is a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And this week, we're going to talk about Demon Slayer. We're also going to talk about all 3 seasons in one episode, and we're going to try to crank through this.
How the fuck we're supposed to do this, but all right, let's fucking speed run
because
this bitch.
there's a lot of content, but at the same time, it's not a lot of arcs.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if I got time. I got work in the morning.
You got time for this.
Bitch, I was at work this morning
So was I.
at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I was
No.
not.
Yeah.
No.
So, first up, notable voice actors that we
Yeah,
like.
fucking-
What?
Uh-uh.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about? Notable voice actor. It's anime.
I know, but like, who's the ones that we really like? Because of course, there's some that are just meh, that they're just there. Like,
Not Zenitsu.
there you go. See, that's the one you don't like. Fucking, what's the old man's name that's blind? It's Mercer.
luck.
Matt Mercer does that.
have no
but
idea.
I know that.
I don't know his name.
But Matt Mercer's on every notable voice actor list.
Basically,
Yeah.
hence why I added him.
Don't remember the first 2 seasons if I cared for the voice acting or not.
Zach Aguilar.
But
Who is Tanjiro?
the Sword
Did
Village arc, I did not care for the voice acting at all.
Yeah,
It was not
Which one?
Sword Village arc.
Swordsmith Village art. The demon that
I
like
didn't-
split itself into several different pieces was fucking annoying.
This is everybody, including Tanjiro. Like I just didn't, I
Gotcha.
don't know.
First point, besides the notable voice actors, was Tanjiro's family targeted by Muzan? I say this because of them being descendants of fucking, what's the guy's name? The sun-breathing
It's the
dude.
sun-breather
The guy
guy.
who indeed...
Yeah.
Yeah, invented sun breathing.
We've done a terrible job at preparing for this episode.
Well, they're all just they're all Japanese style names. That's not easy for us white people to remember.
Based on the end of the Swords Village arc? No.
Because he seems well, and there is a point
Yeah.
where I think Muzan sees Tanjiro in the show, and he like has a flashback to the guy with the Hanamaru earrings.
Yeah.
I think is what you're calling them.
Hanafuda.
Yeah, has a flashback to those, and is like kind of shocked, and then it realizes it. And then Muzan's motivation. Do we get like for the first 3 seasons? I don't know that I give a fuck about.
Man, he's like the big
He's just
bad.
there.
He's just like you're like, oh,
Well,
this
it
guy's
doesn't
strong.
it doesn't like have a bearing on the story
Yeah,
on the first, well, at least the first 2.
I mean, his whole motivation is that he wants to be able to walk out the sun.
He wants to be a daywalker.
Yeah.
But it feels like he's not doing any. I mean, he is in the background doing some shit to try and get there, but it feels like he's just running around making demons just to say fuck it.
Yeah, that's
go
the
kill
whole-
some people.
No, he explains it. He's making demons to eventually one of them will be a daywalker, and then he'll take their power and become a daywalker.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's fucking Nezuko.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like,
How does he take their power though? Can he
I
just
don't-
like absorb them back?
I guess. I don't know. It's not explained. He literally says like, I will take her power, absorb her power.
He absorbs one of them.
Yeah.
So he's Gato. Got it.
I guess. I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's Gato.
I don't know if he eats them or what.
That would make sense. That
don't
if
know.
a demon ate another demon, they'd gain
I
their
don't
powers.
think again. I don't think it was explained at the end of this episode.
It's probably not.
Or the end of this arc.
Tasty.
Step 1: train 13,000 times, because in these 3 seasons, I feel like there is 13,000 training arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of training arcs.
At least they're like 80s montages though, usually.
That first training arc was.
Well, that was the first one.
It was rough to get through. Like that, if you can get through that part of the show, like until he goes and fights the demons.
It's not that bad. It's only like 1 episode.
No, it's like 3.
It's a lot because it's at least like 3 or 4. Because it's what
I binged it. So
originally, like when I first tried to watch it, I only got to like episode 3 or 4, and I was like, I'm done. I can't. I don't want to watch it. I was bored.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If you
I
can,
see.
if you can get,
I see.
if you get past until like once he goes to the
That was
actual
when it
like
originally came out, and then eventually we were like, he was like, "Fucking watch it. It gets better."
yeah.
I was like, "All right, I'll fucking watch it."
I think my exact quote was, "If you get past the training arc, it
And I
gets
was like,
better."
I watching it. I was like, "Oh, that's fine."
I see how it is. You guys are shonen weebs. Let's see how it is.
No, I just don't like.
Unless it's like
It
the
just didn't
first
hook
training
me.
arc.
I just
Unless it's full gas all the time, it's just not.
it just didn't. hook
No,
me.
it's not
like,
that.
all right, well,
It just
Yeah.
the first training
I
arc
watched-
was there.
I watch slow stuff. It's just it did for some reason didn't hook me.
Didn't
Yeah,
like
Just
Rising
did.
of the Shield Hero, slow show. Doctor Stone, also slow show. Love both of those.
I don't know. Demon Slayer hooked me right away.
It didn't hook me until after the first training arc. Like after he gets into the forest at night to hunt all those demons and they have to survive to become demon slayers. That's where I got hooked. How in the shit did the ghost work is what I wrote down. The ghost that he's seen during the training arc, because it's not like he just seen him and said, "Hey, do this." They fucking hit him.
I don't remember.
I remember them doing physical damage to Tanjiro, and everybody's like, "What the
Magic.
It is true. And then also in the first season, you've got friendly demons, which is nice. She's probably one of the most important demons in the show.
Yeah. Well, it's because of
Well-
her
Well,
work.
it's actually her exposition at the very end of the Sword Village. Right?
Yeah.
It explains that like she can walk. She's like writing a letter to Tanjiro.
About how he thinks she'll be the first one too.
Like,
I don't know. You're going back to your ghost thing though.
Yeah.
Like in a world with like demons and essentially sorcery and weird like sword magic stuff, and you're worried about how ghosts work. It's just more fantasy stuff added
I mean,
in.
yeah,
It's-
fair enough.
Yeah. I don't see how the suspension of disbelief doesn't extend to spirits.
I guess it's because they don't frame it as their ghost to start with. Like you have to find out so much later that then it makes you turn around and question it. Or made me turn around and question it. This is going to be my favorite question. Who is your favorite and least favorite of the three kids, meaning Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu?
Well, the favorite should be obvious.
it should be.
Jarrett.
It should be Tanjiro.
It should be Tanjiro should be the favorite.
Yeah, he should be the favorite.
And then
I really
the
like
least
Inosuke.
favorite should be the least favorite.
I mean, he's
should be
like the
obvious.
middle. He's not my least favorite.
Oh, he's my favorite.
I don't find him.
Inosuke.
Inosuke, really?
Yeah.
I like Inosuke. Don't get me wrong.
At least
but
it's not Zenitsu.
yeah, Zenitsu's the worst.
Yeah.
I think everybody agrees on that.
That's another part that almost made me not continue the show. Is fucking Zenitsu.
Zenitsu was the hardest part for me to get past. Yeah.
That's the only reason I even watched the Sword Village arc is because you guys were like, he's not even in it. I'm like, all right, I can fucking deal with that.
He's in it in spirit.
He's at the very beginning.
Yeah, he's at the very
for like half
beginning
a second.
for
Yeah.
half a second.
It's like
but then,
walking down a road or something.
then later on, Tanjiro says, "I'm going to use this so that we can just get rid of Zenitsu
Thank God.
entirely. I'm going to use your one move so that you're useless." Does Demon Slayer have the best animations currently?
It's really good. It's really smooth.
It depends on what you mean.
So
Like fight choreography. Their fight choreography is good. I don't say it's the best, but their art style is probably one of the best.
Yeah.
this is the thing. What brings me to the point of people will say that Demon Slayer is a trash show and is carried by the animation.
I think it is, to me, I know Ethan will disagree, it's carried by its animation. I don't think it's a trash show, but I think that its selling
The
point is
animation.
its
No, I
animation.
can agree to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that, well, I mean, like, that it's not a good show.
I don't think it's a bad show.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, it's definitely carried by its animation. That is its number one selling point to me.
Yeah.
It's like, if I was going to like pitch the show to somebody, I'd be like, it has like crazy animation. It looks
It's
amazing.
really good animation, and the story is acceptable.
Yeah, it's good enough.
But the animation definitely pulls it out of the
Yeah.
garbage heap that is shown in animation.
And
yeah,
then
it's very hit or miss.
yeah, it is.
It is.
Then the next part,
There are a lot of them that are pulled up out of it. I'm not saying like
Yeah.
all of them are in there, but there's a lot of bad stuff.
they've gotten a lot. Like animation has gotten a lot better
Yeah,
in
it's
like
kinda
the
like-
last like 4 or 5
And I
years.
don't
Yeah.
know. I think Attack on Titan started that
I
trend
did.
in Mappa.
I think it's gotten easier.
It possibly has.
Well, I don't say it's easier because they're like Mappa got in a bunch of trouble during JJK season 2 of
Some of
overworking,
it does-
overworking their animators and crunch stuff. It was not good
Well, and some of it still does look like shit too
It does, yeah.
in JJK season 2 because
because of that. Because
Yeah.
I think they ended up having to like rush episodes because
Stop rushing people.
that's
yeah,
the
complete
thing.
things.
Let it come out.
Let it
we'll
come
have
out
them
when
work
it's
like
done.
have them like work 18-hour days and
Yeah.
stuff. And
The
shit
people
like
that realistically want to watch it will watch it whenever it comes out.
But,
And I mean, that comes for shows and video games. Did we learn nothing at all from No Man's Sky?
Crunch, crunch is like
No.
just a part of like animation in general. It's just
Yeah.
it seems like a part we cannot get rid of.
But it shouldn't be
It shouldn't be,
because
but it
they're
seems-
constantly racing against the manga. Like
Well,
it's
the
what it
manga's
feels
done.
like. So
It's not
well,
even
I know,
just
but I'm just
racing
meaning
against
like
manga.
situation, yeah.
It's not even racing against manga. They're getting pushed because of corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how everything is
deadlines.
these days, from movies to animated shows to even TV series that don't have any animation at all to video games. Even mangas, probably. I don't know that much about manga, the manga world. I don't know anything about it, really. But I'm sure that it's getting pushed to the point that it's straining on the people and the quality
Yeah.
is taking a hit. So both people are taking a hit outside of the corporate bullshit people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the problem is these companies that do this, that got big and now they have corporate bullshit above them. They don't keep up with the fact that they need to pay attention to how they got there, which was providing better quality. Instead, they just look at the money and say, "Oh, we need more money. Push it."
Yeah.
That's in Mappa's case. They were doing
Too much at the
at
time.
the same time. They were doing Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, and JJK at the same time.
Yes.
And I think one more other one that I don't remember what it was, but
I couldn't
those
tell you,
three at the
but-
same time. They were trying to do 3 shows at the same time.
and that's a lot.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
or at least within like back
Not to
back
mention
back.
like the Attack on Titan fandom that was screaming, "Hurry up and finish the fucking
Yeah,
show."
they're under a lot of pressure to finish
Oh,
Attack
screw
on
the
Titan
fans.
Yeah, exactly.
because it's
Well, screw the fans that say that is my thing.
No, well, screw the fans' opinions on wanting things quickly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make
I
sure
feel-
it's finished, but also there's a point where, like, you're creating a problem because you're not producing things fast enough. George R.R. Martin's a good example of that. Who else is a really good example of that?
Pat Rothfuss.
Patrick Rothfuss is a really good example of that. They're literally holding it back because they're being perfectionists instead of providing the good stuff that they know that they've made.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to be perfectionist about it when you're never going to get anything perfect.
But yeah, I think Attack on Titan started this trend of like raising the bar on animation
It
in
definitely
terms
did.
of shonen anime, and that in turn has like caused this like boom of high quality anime. That's
There's a lot that is really good. Like Vinland Saga has beautiful animation. It has some shitty in it, but I mean, I expect every show to have some shitty in it because they're going to cut corners where they can.
Man, I'm just like I'm so glad we're past the days of like Dragon Ball Z where we're using the same 6 frames of punching over and over
7
again.
times, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Next up,
It's cool.
the breathing style bullshit. Since we just talked about animation, what do y'all think about the fact that the whole water or fire or whatever the hell they have going on around them isn't actually going on around them? It's all for visual effect in the show.
It's part of the art style. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm also okay with visual magic.
Yeah.
So why not have it in there?
Next up, did you watch Mugen Train movie or did you just watch it
I don't remember.
whenever it came in the show? Because if you
I don't remember.
like, it did this weird thing where they put the movie out. The movie was canon.
It did the DBZ Super thing where they rehashed a movie in canon.
They did and they didn't, because I don't think the Mugen Train arc, I think it was put as its own season on Crunchyroll.
It was.
It is. Yeah. I got very confused because I did watch the movie before I watched it.
I think it's...
So you watched it twice, essentially?
Well, because what I looked up is like, what is the viewing order?
Yeah,
and then the site that I found said that you need to watch the movie and then watch the show.
Yeah, because it literally has season 1 is 26 episodes. Season 2, the movie Mugen Train. Season 2, Mugen Train Arc, which was 7 episodes. And then season 2, Entertainment District Arc. And season 3, The Swordsmith Village.
I think I did watch.
So it's weird that they put it out twice. I did watch both because, they added like a little bit to the beginning of Mugen Train that wasn't there originally. Not that it mattered. They just added a little bit. I just thought it was interesting that they did it that way whenever they could have just done the movie and said, hey, the movie's canon. You need to watch that next.
Yeah, like JJK. But that's not even like canon. You have to watch it. It's just like it gives you extra context.
It's canon prequel.
Yeah.
For that. This was like in the middle of the arc, so I get why they made it episodes 2 so that they could count it. Next up, Rengoku equals badass, Akaza equals bitch. It's literally what I wrote. Because Rengoku fucks some shit up in that episode, but not enough. And then Akaza ran away like a little bitch. After punching a hole, after making Rengoku a donut, he's so commonly.
He's going to get his.
Well, yeah.
Tasty. It's one of my favorite things from the entire season.
Whenever he eats it on the train.
On the train, you go, tasty. He eats more. Tasty.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things. And nobody ever gets the reference, and I love it.
And then right after that, you go into Entertainment District, and Tengen has 3 wives, and all 3 of those wives look like the kids.
I never picked that up.
You never picked that? No. Oh, my God. I noticed it immediately.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah. Because one of them looks like Tanjiro. The one with the yellow hair looks like Zenitsu. Actually, I think it's slightly different. So, like, yellow hair the face is... Somebody took the hairstyles of all the boys and, like, put them next to... And then, like, you watch them skip the hairstyles around, and you're like, look.
Like the cup thing?
Yeah. They're like, this one's Tanjiro, but he has tits. And then... They did the same thing with everybody. 2-for-1 demons, which was interesting because I'm talking about I can't remember their names. The brother and sister duo.
Yeah, that they fight in the entertainment.
Yeah, they fight in that arc. It's entertaining because a little bit later you get even more.
Yeah, at this point it's like, all right, well, you've used that trick once. All right.
Yeah, it's how many demons can you fit in one demon?
Yeah, come up with a new fucking goddamn trick to not have the demons die.
Yeah.
At this point, just make them stronger.
At this point, I'm just not even. I don't even think when a demon gets their head cut off, I'm like, they're not dead.
Fair enough.
I'm like, yeah, they're fucking. They have 47 brothers
that
aren't here,
and you know, there's so much shit that as I'm sitting here reading this, I'm thinking about because like I missed the whole spider arc with one of the lower Kizuki in season 1, which I didn't care about, which is probably why I missed it. I mean, I cared about it, but I didn't care about it. It was neat to see Nezuko use her Blood Demon art.
Yeah, that's like one of the coolest animation moments in the entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really neat.
And
satisfying, too.
The Entertainment District was, what happened there? Oh, that's where she, like, turned into a teenager.
Yeah, she grew a foot.
Yeah.
And tits.
I don't know. So far, Entertainment District has been the peak for me. Of the show. By far,
that's probably the best one.
Yeah, it's so far it's the best.
Did I write it down? I don't think I did. I did not. The Tanjiro rage scene, whenever he's fighting the dude at the end, and the whole like screen flashes, and it's mainly just his face, was phenomenal to me. Which I love rage scenes in general.
Rage, yeah.
But Tengen, even more badass than Rengoku because he gets poisoned and his arm cut off, all this shit, and still is just like, I'm going to keep fighting. And he's got 3 wives. You know how many Rengoku had? 0. Just like that hole in his chest. Made a big ass 0.
Big 0.
Yeah, but Rengoku has a cool sword.
Who gives a fuck about the sword if you're dead?
He also had cool anime hair.
And cool anime hair.
He did have that. I'll give him that.
Yeah, Rengoku.
Does Tengen have silver hair? Or is it like
it's kind of like? I think it's kind of whitish.
I'm just saying.
Rengoku's was my favorite so far.
Yeah, and then he died.
He's got a little
That's
brother.
typical.
I don't.
Typical.
I would.
I just typed in Tengen and it popped up Tengen JJK.
I was wondering, are we counting as silver hair or is it like light blue?
I'm looking. No, it's white. It's 100% white. There's no doubt in my mind that is white hair.
Yeah.
But it's not cool anime hair.
It's not. You're right.
cool anime
He's got the cool face tattoo though.
Yeah, cool. It's the word I would use.
Yeah. That's
Face tattoos are bad decisions
Wait,
no
isn't
matter
there
what. Let's
another
be
one that
honest.
has silver hair?
Isn't there another one?
The
that's-
mean one?
Yeah, Sonomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got silver hair too.
Yeah. So he'll probably be a badass.
Yeah, but he is a badass. From the manga parts that I've read, because I haven't actually read it, but I've just seen pieces of it. He is, but Tengen's just charismatic.
He is charismatic.
So that's why I think people like.
That's why he has 3 wives.
It is.
Yeah.
Survives.
And then
Isn't it?
next up, more training arcs, because we go right back to training after all this shit.
After all that in the entertainment district, they go straight back to training.
Just I got this shit. Like he.
Well,
like,
I mean, in
I get it.
reality, I guess I could understand because you do have to keep training. Do you keep up your skills? Because a lot of those things are perishable skills. So
yeah,
but
and he did.
do we really need to see it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, they showed it because it's the Swordsmith's Village arc, so it's showing him getting the one dude's sword, essentially, that had to have 4 arms to fight like he normally did. His great granddaddy, essentially. The Swordsmith's Village probably had the slowest start
God,
out of the whole fucking show.
Fucking boring.
It was bad. It was
boring.
It was only like 8 episodes too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was not long either, and I stopped.
It was the last 3 or 4.
It's 11 episodes. So it's 11
It was
episodes.
the last 3 or 4 episodes that were good.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, nope,
Yeah.
boring.
I mean, it's not. The
And then
first
then
3
we were like, and then
are
we're like,
training.
we're doing this episode. I'm like, oh, fuck, I guess.
Well, we're not following the energy of the entertainment district, right?
Exactly.
Why are we not doing that? What, like, it's a repeat thing of not learning from the
Mistakes.
past. Yeah.
I already said the doll had 4 arms because it just had to keep up with what's his nuts. Then I put 4 and 1 demons because, as we already talked about,
Well,
we
both of
reused the trope.
Both of the demons were just like splits. They were able to split and
Yeah.
do different things, and it was just different flavors of the same thing.
Yeah.
One was far more interesting than the other,
Yeah.
and less creepy and annoying than the other. So, aside from the crying one,
The crying one was by far the
it
one
was
I
kind of
wanted.
funny though.
Yeah, but I wanted him stomped out in a heartbeat.
He just kept running.
Yeah.
It's like little.
How many demons does Muzan have? I said that because they said something about going to war, I thought. I may not have. I don't know.
Well, the ones that we've really seen are either like really low level or really high level.
Well, that's because we've only really seen, like, we've seen some little bullshit demons on the side. And then we've seen the 12 Kizuki.
Yeah, and there's upper.
The upper 6 are all the strong ones, and then the lower 6 are the weaker ones.
I'm
They're
trying to
still-
remember how many have we seen of the Kizuki. It's like 6 of them. 8
We've
of them?
seen all upper 6, not actually fighting, but we've seen all 6
Yeah,
of them.
because of that little
Yeah.
council meeting they had. I meant like fighting, like
So fighting, I know we seen Akaza, the 2 that were in Swordsmith Village arc, and the one that was in Entertainment District arc, the 1/2 that were in Entertainment. Those are the 4 of the upper 6 that we've seen. The lower 6, I think we only seen 1
yeah.
because I think we only seen the spider.
Okay, so 5. So there's still 7 left to fight.
Yes. But I don't
And-
think they actually fight the lower ones later on.
probably
I
don't.
could be wrong, but I don't think they do. It was cool, though, seeing Tanjiro use Thunderclap and Flash, because that was just neat to see, especially because of when you know the lore behind sun breathing, that it was the number 1 type of breathing. Like, that was the start of Demon Slayer.
Yeah. It is the art, the first art.
Yes, and everything else is a subsection of that.
Like, oh, he can do everything then.
Yes, essentially he could.
Yeah, theoretically.
There is moon breathing, which I think is also its own. I don't think it was like a subsection of sun.
I have no idea.
Would make
Don't look at
sense.
me.
So in the manga,
Look away.
there is the brother to the main guy, like the big,
sun breathing guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
the sun breathing guy became a demon, and then
Yeah.
got his own.
I remember I read
Yeah.
this.
He got his own breathing style, which was moon breathing.
I believe we see him, do we not?
Yeah, we do. You've
Yeah.
seen him at least once. He's got 6 eyes. Why he has 6 eyes, I don't know. It's the same thing as Sukuna. Why the fuck do you need more than 2 eyes?
That's cool. I don't know. Demon.
I mean,
Otherworldly. Supernatural.
Sukuna has 4 eyes because he's supposed to have 2 faces.
Yeah.
But not on top of one another.
No, they're like side by side.
Yeah.
But he's also not as true for
And apparently he can just make one of his eyes a mouth.
It's true too. He can also use that mouth to catch a sword.
Yep.
Now we're back to demons. Or not demons. We're back to JJK. And then I put also Mitsuri, also a badass. The love Hashira. Because just at this point, if you're a Hashira, you're a badass.
Okay.
And I hadn't learned it by that point.
Who's
Part-
the other Hashira
That we see, the water one?
water one? Can't remember his name.
Giyu.
Giyu.
Main problem I have with Demon Slayer, I don't care about any of the Hashira and their backstory. We do not need 3 episodes or 2 episodes of a backstory. It's just
Wait a minute. Do you mean the other one in Swordsmith Village arc?
Yeah.
Or the just okay, he said water one. The water one is Giyu,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah. I don't know.
The other one is Swordsmith.
Muchiro.
I'm trying. That's the other one.
The one who's an asshole to the kid.
Muchiro. He's also a child.
The one with the gun.
No, that is
No. Muchiro.
that's
That's
Genya.
what I'm talking about.
Genya.
Yeah, Muchiro.
Muchiro is that one.
Yeah. Who's Gyu?
Giyu's the one from the very beginning. He's the
not that.
water Hashira. This one is the mist Hashira.
Fucking goddamn it! It's the same fucking thing.
I think it's mist. It could be.
I think it's Miss.
I'm pretty.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, he uses the breath of mist. He's also 14 years old.
I thought he was cool at first, and then they had the
I
whole
just-
thing with him fighting that weird demon, and I
Even-
just didn't care.
Even Rengoku, where they had to like, I think his was like retroactively. They did his backstory. I'm like, I don't care. The character was cool to look at, but like, I don't. It's surface. I don't
Yeah.
need more than this.
Yeah.
Just show him being badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go into too much detail.
Well, I mean, I would like to see
As
more
Ethan
like,
said, it's too much fucking exposition.
Yeah, yeah. I don't need the exposition. I mean, I'm about that on every subject we talked about with movies outside of Lord of the Rings, which had the only exposition that I loved, and it was like 15, 20 minutes of exposition right at the beginning, and then they stopped. So
Just like, yeah, you could cut like 10 episodes, 15 episodes out of this entire series if you just like remove the backstory episodes for the Hashira.
Probably.
why do
you're
we
like,
need that? Why can't they do like a little episodic like 2-thing story that actually connects to the main thing?
Yeah, it'd be
Like-
different if these connected.
Like a 2-episode story of like them fighting some mid-level demon thing, or figuring out some other weird issue that actually ends up connecting to the actual story outside of learning about somebody's weird past.
That is true. Like they never, after you get past the Mugen Train arc, it's like they never fight weak demons again.
No.
Like you're constantly fighting the upper 6.
It's actually before that. It's like halfway through
Like after
season 1.
The spider arc.
yeah,
Yeah.
if they
is-
fight the spider fuckhead, then
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
not really fighting any low
Yeah.
level demons.
Yeah. Well, you can explore more ideas with mid-level demons, or they need to do that instead of exploring people's.
Spoiler, Ethan, they don't do that.
I'm not surprised, and it's not a spoiler because this is what
that was
shows
just-
do.
That was just like a general, like, haha, they ain't gonna do that.
They are not going to do
I'm
that.
pretty sure the next one's like
But that's why shows get
Hashira War arc or some bullshit
think
like
so.
that.
that's why shows get so boring so quickly. Is because they exit out of like doing some sort of exhibition of what the world is like in their universe, instead of doing that like they always do at the very beginning of the show. Like look at Sword Art Online. At the very beginning of the show, they start like doing like what the world is actually like, and then they just start fighting all the shitty people that are around, and that's all they do for the rest of Sword Art Online. And then they do the same thing through the next steps of Sword Art Online, like gun art and the weird thing where he becomes a woman. And
Spirit arc or fairy arc,
a
whatever.
fairy arc or whatever it is, becomes a Spriggan or whatever it is. Yeah. And then it's just fighting all the dumb people around and without exploring what the world is actually like. When people want to know what the world is actually like. And I've really only seen one anime that's like that, and I don't know how far that takes it. And that was the one time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah.
They explore the world all the time, doing new things, and it becomes episodic, and it's interesting, and it keeps my attention.
Black Clover seemed like it was going to do that, and then it just stopped.
But that's how a lot of them are. They'll either start that for the first season or two,
Yeah.
and they'll do that, and then they just go into these long arcs. But all shows do that these days.
'Cause they literally fight somebody from the Diamond Kingdom, I think, and then somebody also from the Spade Kingdom, and then they just never go back.
Because everything turns into this perpetual
They
to
never
be
deal
continued.
with it. Yeah.
Everything turns into the perpetual to be continued, and it's exhausting, and it doesn't keep my attention.
And then
And that's what this is turning into.
very
It's
much
a
so.
perpetual to be continued.
Yeah.
There's no satisfaction.
Next up, this show did do one thing right, and it depicted a panic attack perfectly. Because whenever Tanjiro is trying to decide what to do as far as whether or not he saves those people and kills that demon or protect Nezuko, and he's panicked and he cannot move and he's having trouble breathing, it's perfect. Because that's 100% how someone who is having a panic attack would respond there. And then the music behind when Nezuko kicks, I remember being just like physically sad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was like, this whole point was to save her. And then she just said, go fuck yourself.
Unless you've read the spoilers from manga, then you're like, how the fuck does she survive? That's how I'm sitting there. I'm like,
That's true.
what's that?
Which that's one thing. I don't think I've read too much about this.
Out of everybody in the show, Nezuko's the only one I care about. Let's be honest.
True. That's I want her to become a real girl again.
Yeah.
That is all I care about in this show.
I've only seen bits and pieces.
Everybody else can die.
I've read
and
about the
I'd be like-
characters.
and I can be like, yep.
Is Nezuko alive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're good.
We're good. And then Muzan's dream is realized, and it's someone who's willing to kill him. I find that great because I think he was hoping it would be one of the 12 Kizuki, and he would
That
be
dem-
close to them.
I could see that. Like he created the Kizuki to be like strong enough to kill him, and then like they have now failed
yeah.
or will fail.
Well, I just mean like he wanted one of them to be strong enough to end up in the sun,
yeah.
and then him be able to take that power
Yeah.
from them because they all fear him.
Yeah.
Except for Akaza, he acts like he doesn't, but then he does. I don't know.
Well, he's like the king of all demons, so
Yeah,
it's like
he's Michael Jackson, man.
yeah. It's fucking. That's another thing. It's weird.
I don't know anything about the manga as usual. But do you know how it ends?
I do.
I do too.
Is it like with like the old school stories of like master vampires? If you kill the master vampire, all of them, the demons underneath them either become normal or die.
Ooh, that part I don't remember.
I don't think so,
Yeah, I don't think so either.
but I don't know that for sure.
I do. I just know some things about some people.
I also know some
That's
things
the
about
thing.
some people
I
and
haven't-
their fates.
Well, I haven't read anything about the manga really. I just read about the characters, and that tells me bits and pieces
You'd be
about
like,
it.
oh, X and X person dead.
Yeah. And
like,
then that takes me down. It then takes me down the rabbit hole of this person, and I'm like,
Also
oh
dead.
shit, that happens. And I have no idea when it will happen
Yeah.
or how it happens.
Yeah.
Which then makes the show more enjoyable because then I wait for the shit to happen. So now let's get on to the ratings, because unless there's anything else about the show that you all think we need to talk about.
I don't have a lot of hope for the direction it's going, but I really like the first few seasons.
Everything episode Smith Village.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
also
been
didn't
really
say
good.
this. We keep getting shorter and shorter seasons because the first one was like 25 episodes,
That's just because
something
they
like
keep
that.
doing individual arcs of the manga. And I feel like the next one will be longer.
Is
maybe
it just
the
a
one-
longer arc, I guess?
Yeah, or maybe the one after that. I don't remember which one.
Okay, that's fine.
Is it gonna
It
be
makes
better?
sense.
Define better.
More
More
entertaining.
Interesting than Swordsmith?
Yeah, probably better than Swordsmith, but
Not entertainment district level?
yeah, probably not.
No.
It'll
That's not
probably
surprising.
be pretty.
What is it? Where's it based at?
I think it's
It'll probably be pretty. Yes, that's how the animation is. Yes.
That's what I said. I can't remember if it's the Hashira.
It's the Hashira arc, is what it's called.
Yeah, Hashira like training arc or like something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. That's not promising.
It was literally just called the Hashira arc.
Yeah.
From everything I'm seeing.
Basically, Muzan just declares
It's the
war.
Hashira training arc.
Yeah, he declares war on the Hashira. So it's a lot of Hashira versus.
Aren't they
Kizu.
already at war?
But like, I don't know. It's
Not
weird.
like official, I'm going to hunt you down
Yeah,
war.
he's like hunting them down.
Why wouldn't he be?
Like
'Cause it's-
well, now he has his like end goal in sight.
yeah.
Like he knows
get
Nezuko exists, and he knows he can't get to Nezuko until he kills all of the Hashira.
I'm not
He's a
real
protector.
happy about the time framing. It's like 200 years.
What?
Yeah, the whole Hashira and Muzan thing. It's like 200 years.
That's been going on?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
That's not a long time for that type of thing. Like, if you think about, like, the other sort of, like, things, like, mythologies like this, or, like, vampires and stuff, they go on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
200 years is not that long of a time, to be honest.
That's true.
And it doesn't seem like enough time for it to actually go back to, like, medieval Japan style.
It's supposed to go to what? Was this is like... This is like set in like what, early 1900s Japan?
Yeah. And we're going back to
So like early
1700s.
1700s.
Yeah.
I don't know what period that is. Is that
I don't
the
know.
Han period or the Edo period or the fucking...
It just doesn't seem like enough time to go back. Like, it doesn't seem far enough back to me.
It probably could be farther
I'm
back.
not as up on my Japanese history, so
There's no reason. I don't see a reason why there couldn't be. It couldn't have went earlier. I don't... Unless there's some lore reason that they give in the manga that I don't know of.
yeah, I'm not sure. But it seems like it's a very short amount of time for that type of immortal type being to be doing stuff and then being so poor at it.
Yeah. So now we're going to go on to the ratings. IMDb has an 8.6 out of 10 with 139,000 reviews on basically New Year's. And then the highest episode for season 1 was episode 19. It was a 9.7 out of 10. And that was whenever Hinakami Kagura was the first. It was the first use, so it was during the spider arc.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 17 was the highest rated episode at 9.8 out of 10, and that was Never Give Up, which had the Tanjiro rage scene. So I'm not the only one that likes that shit.
Rage. Yeah.
Then the highest episode of season 3 was episode 11 with a 9.4 out of 10,
It's the
which
last.
was it's the last episode. It's literally
Also, it's like twice as long as every other episode. Yeah.
It was like
I kept sitting there. I'm like, God damn, it's a long fucking
it was like
episode.
50,
Well, I think I was watching it like at like 1 a.m. when I started watching it. I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Same. I was like, oh, I have like 2 episodes left. I'm like, I'll finish it and go to bed. And I'm like, fuck, I'm getting tired. Where the fuck? How much longer do I have? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But it was a really good episode.
Yeah, but I kept,
It
like-
was very emotional.
I'm like sitting here yawning and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
But Rotten Tomatoes season 1 has a 100% tomato meter with 6 reviews because people don't review a lot of anime.
Anime on Rotten
they
Tomatoes.
just don't.
No.
It has an 89% audience score with 250 ratings. Mugen Train Arc has 82% audience score with 100 plus ratings with no critics rating it. The Entertainment District Arc has no critics and 89% audience with 100 plus ratings. And the Swordsmith Village Arc has 91% audience score with 50 plus ratings. And it also has 4 critics, but they didn't put a score for whatever reason. Like it literally just says 4 critics on it and has
Hey.
it's blank.
they also couldn't finish it. They were like,
So now we get to give our ratings as well.
For the entire thing.
For the entire
Okay.
3 seasons. So for the entire 3 seasons,
And a movie.
Well, that counts as the season to me.
It's like Lion King 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I give
Fair
it
enough.
a 7.3. Mainly because of the entertainment district.
Okay.
Like I said, the training arc in the beginning
Fair
was
enough.
slow. It picks up. I like it until you get to Swordsmith Village training arc, and then I'm like, my God, this takes a while. Ethan.
I give it an 8. Straight 8.
Jarrett, you last up.
I would give it a 7 flat. If you asked me entertainment arc, I would say like 8.5. If you asked me for the first or third seasons, I would say like a 5.
I think you're holding season 1 hostage because of the first
Yeah.
5 episodes.
Here's the thing.
though.
If I bounce off of it and it doesn't grab me, it's even if I really like an episode or two in there, it's like, all right, it still didn't. The whole season as a whole doesn't really work for me if it doesn't grab me.
I get that. All right. So that will wrap up the Demon Slayer episode. Logan, we hope you enjoyed your 3rd installment of anime.
Yeah, watch anime.
You might as well. What else you got to do? Play Pokemon?
Play Pokemon. Play Power World.
That's he can't. Well, he can. He just
can.
can't play it with everybody else yet, unless they fix that. Did they fix
cooming.
that? Okay, I didn't think so.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't
Well,
know.
we thank you guys for listening. If you made it through that slugfest, we appreciate it, and we hope to catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Deuce.